What is up, everybody? It's the Baller Lifestyle Podcast After Show, episode 53. We're going to call this one Kyle and Sconnie.
It's a great name for it.
Dear friend Kyle and Sconnie. Many good reasons to do some show about our dear friend Kyle and Sconnie this week. We'll get into more of that in a little while. But first, the voice you heard, co-host with the most, Super Lee. What's going on, my guy?
Don't even know we're doing the show. No one's gonna watch it. They might tune in for Kyle. That might be the only reason they do. I mean, we had the Queen on there. And we got thousands of views on our shorts and stuff like that.
I mean, it was crazy. Yeah,
that's crazy. And then now it's just you and I, and no one fucking shows up. So that's okay. They know we know why she's the Queen, and we know where we stand.
Yep. What Super Lee is referencing last episode 52, we had Erica on, who is the queen of all the bullies on the show last week. She came online. We talked a little bit about some, I don't know. There it is. Yeah. She's not the most valuable bully, is what you're seeing there. Super Lee holding up as his trophy about being the most valuable bully. But we have the queen of the bullies, Erica, on last week. It was the highest viewed show that we've had, I think, in recorded history. We got thousands of views on all the shorts that we put out there. So thank you all for those of you who are watching and checking in.
Apparently they're sharing it too, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, like, share, subscribe, like all the other YouTube.
Yeah, don't be one of the people we tell to go fuck off. Don't be one of them.
No. Because pretty soon, Lee, you don't have to say that anymore, because we'll have so many people, all of the people listening to the show, that it's not even important anymore.
We'll be like Theo Von with education.
Do tell. I'm not familiar with Theo Von's work.
Oh, he's like a redneck who says incestual things out loud, and then you and I come in, we have significantly more degrees.
Gotcha.
And so we'll be well known like that. Apparently not as well known as I thought he was, if you didn't know who he was.
Well,
but
I'm aware of who he is. This goes into some of the content that I want to talk about this week. Like, I know who he is, but like, I don't know anything about him. Like, he's a comedian, I think. Has a podcast, I think.
He's not like a super intellectual. Like my second cousins, the Sklars, Randy and Jason, they're very intellectual. They come at you with fast-witted, smart things, despite them going to Michigan. What up, Mark?
Ooh.
But they're intelligent. Like, their jokes have some brains behind them. Theo Von's like, well, I was kissing this girl, and it turns out she was my cousin, but it wasn't a first cousin, so I kept going. I mean, he just says the things out there. He says the weird thing out loud.
Gotcha. See, Bobby Lee, right? He's a comedian that was on his show. I find Bobby funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Yeah. He's the anti Ken Young.
Oh, it's okay.
He's not a doctor by any means, but he's super funny.
I'm getting what you're saying. Yeah. I'm getting what you're saying there. I'm getting what you're saying. Well, welcome to everybody listening to the show this week. We very much appreciate everyone checking in with us. As those of you who've listened to us here before, we always review. This is an after show of the podcast, The Baller Lifestyle, which is hitting your airwaves a lot more recently with some content on YouTube. It seems like the shorts game has come over to their world. They've figured it out and putting out a lot of shorts content over there. Brian,
because Brian's 5'7".
Well,
everything he puts out is short.
Apropos, right? Like, it just keeps the joke keeps running. But realistically, they've hinted at something big happening. Now, we know our guy Brian has been known to hint at big things happening, changes coming, and we're still on bated breath here for some of those changes, quote unquote changes, that he's referenced here on this show, as well as on the podcast, on the main show. So when is it ever going to happen, Super Lee? Do we think it's actually going to happen?
I don't know. I'll just say this. I hope he has his silverware after this big change happens, because the last big change came, he didn't have any silverware afterwards.
Yeah, that one took a little more than just his silverware too, I think.
It took his Patreon account.
Yeah. So let's hope with the red circle it stays where
I just renewed it, so it better. It fucking better.
Yeah. Well, we want to do a shout out this week. This is a very, very special week for many reasons. Number one reason is it's Nurses Week. Or I should say a reason, Nurses Week. We know we have a very, very important nurse in the group here, Nurse Laura, one of our regulars, one of our co-hosts that comes on with us from time to time. Very special week. So everyone go to Twitter and tweet at Nurse Laura, Happy Nurses Week.
It's also
So
Teachers Appreciation Week too.
yes, good God, big week for everybody. This is also Super Lee and my second friendversary, so another huge milestone in our relationship, which dates back to today 2 years ago per social media. So
It feels like it's been a little bit longer than that, but not significantly so.
yeah, yeah, maybe we just like we just circled around each other for a while on social media. We didn't like really engage and like
Well,
become friends.
I
I
think
don't
we were
know.
Twitter friends before we were Facebook friends.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's only been probably in the last 2 years I've re-engaged that due to
And I've
kids.
disengaged. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
been
yeah.
like ships crossing in the night.
That's it. Well, you know, as you, I mean, you know this. Your kids are a little older than mine. It seems like everybody thinks like that's the place that they should put all the information you need. Is to just put it on Facebook? Like everyone's on Facebook. Just go to Facebook and get it.
That's where all the neighborhood drama is.
Yeah,
We have a school referendum up for election, and
uh,
my wife's a teacher, so she's very interested
yeah,
in what public sentiment is. And it's the most infuriating place for her to read all the people with all their opinions and the half truths and the conspiracy theories.
right,
So I
right.
don't need to see it. I want my family members to see pictures of my family, know what's going on.
Yep,
So I post my pictures on Instagram. They share them over to Facebook,
yep.
and everyone's good.
Yep. Yeah, we had a bond and a levy going through this week. So rip to me. And
Well, and levies are great because you don't actually get to vote on them. You get to vote on the people that put them in place, but they just say, "Hey, we're going to do this."
yeah. Well, actually we did get to vote. We get to
Oh,
vote
you
on,
did.
yeah, we did. We got to vote on both. And
God bless
um
your area. Mine, they just do.
yeah, no, we got to vote on both. They were for the schools, a big important piece around here. It's been the third or fourth time that they've gone to vote and failed. But this time it won.
Oh,
All of
congrats!
they won in, yeah, 16 votes to the yay,
Oh,
not to the nay. So
not
they
total.
now no 16 votes
What's
swung
the
it
margin
to the
margin of
yays. Yeah,
victory?
yeah. So now we have a the you can probably hear it from where you are. The call of recounts are
Oh
starting
yeah,
to pour in.
got to make
So
sure there's no hanging chads.
right, right. And then there was a bunch of whining that the polling stations changed and no one knew. They sent you a letter in the mail.
Well, I'll say this: yeah, the school is very thorough on both sending things out and
Mm,
fucking calling me, and I'm like,
yep.
"Hey, I'm gonna vote yes. Like this directly impacts my life. I'm going
Right,
to vote yes for this."
right, right. And then there was more complaining that nobody knew there was an election going on Tuesday. No one had a clue. Um, that too was widely distributed in pretty much every media outlet in the area that
I
was
bet.
happening. So
I
I
bet
don't know. Maybe they didn't put it on Facebook. That's
they
my
probably put it in the
only.
neighborhood app where only the racists read it.
Yeah, yeah. They should have put it on the coyotes that everyone complains about that are around town.
You have coyotes around town?
Oh yeah, yeah. They don't kill enough of the geese though. That's the problem with them.
Oh, see, we have farmers that just kill the coyotes.
Well, that because they're nuisances, right? To the to
Yep.
the to those farmers out there. But
By the
there's a
way,
coffee shop.
are we twinning today?
We might be twinning today.
Yeah.
For for those of you who may not be watching, we're both representing the Dahl family farms here today with our shirts. Um, Mine's kind of hidden because my mic's set up. Lee's just hidden under his ginormous peck. He's
And
doesn't want to
my
rip his
proud
shirt
supporter of
off.
the after show
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we are wearing this for obviously good reason, a bad reason, but a good reason. We want to remember our dear friend Kyle and Sconnie this week. A year ago, unfortunately, he was taken
Take, yeah, taken from us.
way too soon. Um, Pretty horrendous, horrific tragedy, actually. So, Yeah, thinking about that going back to when and how, right? Like it's out there. You can go ahead and you could Google that if you want to. I don't want to get in the specifics of what happened. It was a horrible, horrible,
Senseless.
senseless crime. Um, but those of you who don't know, Kyle was a really special guy to the Baller Lifestyle universe. He was one of the favorite callers, probably one of the guys that everybody universally loved on the show. And anytime he called in, everybody loved when he called in. He just brought a certain something that was really unique. He was a man. He did man shit
He was
all the
genuine,
time and very genuine. And he
sometimes too genuine. I don't ever need to see cow testicles ever again.
no, no, he became really in entrenched with our after show with Dola and Super Lee, myself, and many of
But
the
you never text
others,
Dola. You never texted Dola.
but never texted Dola. That was a big part of a sticking piece, a thorn in the side of Dola, but really it was all good fun. Actually, that was a bit, I would say, that was gonna die in due time. It was not going to be used over and over anymore. But um, Kyle was very special because Kyle was not a technology friendly guy. That was one
Nope.
of the things that really, I think, restrained him from being involved in this. There was no social media, no Twitter, nothing. There was no way to contact Kyle except for him calling in
On his iPhone 3.
on his iPhone 3. Yeah. While he was driving around in his Chevy Celebrity, hitting some PBRs on the road. But there was no way for us to contact that man. He lived a very awesome life. And about, I don't know, December of 2023, I think he popped up on uh, one of our after shows on stereo back in the day. I had been texting with him, and Lee and I were texting with him, and next thing you know, we coerced him into downloading the stereo app, setting up a profile. I think that was Super Lee's doing. Talked him through the process, and then boom, he's joining us on stereo out of the blue. Did no warning shot. No, hey, I got it figured out, boys. I'm jumping in. It was all of a sudden there's Kyle on stereo trying to leave us a message. And for those of you who don't remember what kind of hell, special hell stereo was,
It was
there is a
janky.
video up on YouTube. I put together a compilation of some of his calls in, and when he was on our stereo shows, I put a compilation in, and I'll post it in the show notes. But it's up on our YouTube page. You can kind of listen through some of his early calls and get to know Kyle, and just the things that he would call in for, leave messages on. I mean, he was an everyday guy, and miss him a lot. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll say this. He's leaving behind a legacy, not just with us, but like, so I went to his memorial service, and there were more people at that memorial service, celebration of life, than there were in the town.
Oh yeah.
It was, I've never I've never seen in such a rural area such a dense collection. And I don't mean that in the negative way. I mean in a very massive collection of people lined up for literally blocks away, and almost made it impossible to leave there because there were so many cars there, and just unbelievable stories, laughter, and you look at the family he left behind, and they couldn't be more charming and beautiful, and just it makes your heart break that much more. But
Yep. Yeah. He was a really beloved. I don't think he had, you know, anyone ever really said a bad word about the guy. And
Telly did.
yeah. Well, no, Telly's been on record by saying Kyle was the only person in the baller lifestyle kind of ecosystem that he'd want to have a drink with. I don't know what that says about the rest of us. I don't know if that's
I
a
think
good
he
thing,
thinks Kyle
bad thing.
was a co-ed like at University of Wisconsin or something. But
Yeah,
also, Kyle made it very clear that he thought Telly was a motherfucker, and I appreciate that sentiment as well.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and I love Telly as well. I just know that Telly is hot or cold. He
Right.
comes at you with love or hate or both, and he definitely had a love for Kyle.
Yeah, yeah. But so go back. Watch the compilations of Kyle if you're new to the show and trying to figure out what made him so special. I know that Brian and Ed will probably do something maybe this week or next week on the show. Brian has talked about trying to pull all of his calls together and put them out. There was something probably if you go back about 50 episodes or so there, I think there was something that Brian did do on the main feed of the Baller Lifestyle for Kyle. Really just one of a kind guy, and we were able to secure some shirts from his wife Brittany, and she put in there the little package that she sent us, and I'm going to hold this up there. I'm going to kind of try to block out the phone number a little
Oh,
bit. Not that you
yeah.
can't find it online or anything, but this number is from a guy very well known also in lore, Amish Dave. These are Amish Dave koozies, and I'm not kidding when I say when I opened up the package and I saw this is from Amish Dave. I think I got chills running down my
was
arm.
was the note in there with it from you or from Brittany?
So it was from Brittany, and I sent it along to you because I
Appreciate
was
that
like, I
because
can't
I
rewrite
had the
this.
same
I
thing. I
just,
was like,
yeah,
I'm like Ben's got very feminine handwriting, but
yeah,
it wouldn't
no,
surprise me.
no, that was, yeah, yeah. So pray to put in the chat here. I remember Kyle was against the wrestling. Which is a surprise, okay?
Yeah.
So Kyle was a guy that you would have kind of thought just because he's rural town, rural America, he would be all about wrestling. But really, the only thing he was all about, he didn't like the Packers at all.
No, he liked the Bucks.
He liked the Bucks and the Brewers. Man, that
And
was
he liked the Bucks, the Brewers. He liked PBRs and Old Mills,
Old Mill
and he loved it.
Red.
And he loved his family.
That's right. That's right.
And Amish Dave. He loved
He didn't
Amish
like
Dave as well.
fishing. He
Yep.
didn't like fish, but he would go fishing.
Yep.
And I remember there was a stereo, and this was back in the day when it was like some of these stereos went until like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
And I don't remember if this is one of those, but it was one where I remember Kyle, by the end of the episode, you could tell Kyle was in a good place. And I want to say this is the time that you and I got a photo of Kyle shirtless doing laundry.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that pops across our screen like, okay. like now we know Kyle's in a good place, feeling good, Lewis, as but I think the next morning he just like randomly sends this photo. Like, hey guys, I have a really successful day today. I've been fishing. Now he didn't eat the fish. Like he just went fishing. That was what he just did in a pastime, but he didn't like fish. I know he was no surf, all turf is what I remember him saying.
Yes.
But just to walk through, I mean, we would get photos. This is him in one of his barn cats.
Yep.
That would end up in our text messages. Here's one of his tractors.
Case IH.
Yep. Here was him. Here was him on a weekend. Out there just grilling up some burgers and some asparagus. If anyone was doubting, no, that's true to form.
Yep.
Again, if anyone was doubting, that's for you there. Yep, there you go. Yep, gets thirsty out there on the farm. He would, show us some pelts he's trapped. There you have that. There's his best friend up there in the. Yeah, I don't know if the dog was driving that day. We don't know.
I don't think so.
We don't know. But I mean, look at his beautiful farm fields. Old Mill was never too far, and there he is, best friend, best man. So Kyle was Kyle was a great guy, and really do miss the hell out of just getting those random ass texts from him. Kyle's we
Being
know,
called a bitch.
yeah, there was a lot of that went around. But really, Kyle brought a lot of humor to life and made sure that kind of kept things pretty simple for the rest of us, right? Like he didn't overly complicate life and had very simple things going on in his life that made you just remember like there's a lot of good out there. Always made a laugh, always had a chuckle. Um, just brought something else to the table that made him just memorable, to be honest. And missed the hell out of him. Just glad I got to know him like we did.
Yeah.
So, for those of you out there celebrating tonight, end of the week, Friday, remember, crack a PBR, crack an old style, crack Old Mill, crack a High Life, crack a Miller Lite. Doesn't matter. We know that Kyle did not turn one away. So crack a beer, sit back, enjoy, and just raise a glass to the man because we know he's having one tonight. That's for sure. So,
Yeah.
but we'll link some of that stuff in the show notes. I do know the GoFundMe that was open for him is still out and available. If you are interested, I will pull that and put it in the show notes tonight as well. And Ox cracked a real American beer. Of course you did. There you go. Which is real American is the Hulk Hogan beer. If for those of you who don't know,
I think it's
real
a
American.
Budweiser.
No, it's a real American beer, the Hulk Hogan experience. So, but anyway, I'll put all that in the show notes after tonight's show for you to find. We'll link our video that we did last year where we kind of just put a compilation of all of his call-ins and the stereo shows together. There may be a few of those out there I missed, but I think I got all his calls in there for you. But if you're interested, you can go back and listen to the stereo shows. If you want to, you can just go to Super Lee or my page and you can go back and listen to all those shows because I'm not uploading them. Sorry, not
I
doing
really
it.
don't like the fact we can go back and listen to them all. Everyone
Yeah.
can go back and listen.
Yeah,
There was a lot of things that
may
went off
need
the
to-
rails.
Those may need to be cut
Yeah.
from history, but no, we are expecting Brian to join us here tonight at some point in time. And
To be
maybe-
fair, we
I
also
don't
were
know.
expecting a bonus prize sometime in the last 3 months too.
It's a quarterly show.
It's a quarterly show now.
It's a quarterly show. What are you getting excited about? I mean, weekly is just that's crazy, but it's a quarterly show. So
I think we caught when I call in on this next show. I'll congratulate him on approaching 100 days,
yeah.
the century mark.
Yep. All right. So the boys talked about the dangers of golf carts and sad, right? It's very sad that someone lost their life falling off a golf cart.
It's funnier if I don't know the person though.
Well, it's humorous to envision, right?
Yes.
Because it's like you see a golf cart and you're like, okay, how can you really hurt yourself on one of those?
I know you can actually hurt yourself on it. I've crashed many a golf cart, both driving them sober and not sober in my youth and adulthood.
Yeah. Well, I too had a golf cart incident. I was not sober, but I was also not driving. And I exited said golf cart when I wasn't aware I needed to exit it.
You got yeeted?
Yeah, we were driving and the driver decided to immediately go left. Did not warn me, so I did not have my hands holding on to anything. And the next thing you know, I exited the door, just shoop right out. Now, I don't know how I did this, but I ended up just being like Superman down the embankment, down a very slippery embankment. So I just dusted myself off like I was sliding into home. and got up
Tony
and just kept.
Danza and Who's the Boss?
Yeah, exactly. Like it was like safe. All right, we're good. Got up. Now at this age, if that happened, I probably would be dead. You
Yeah,
probably would have to just buried me right there on the course.
early 20s Lee was able to do a lot of that stuff. Then now, like after I turned about 30, hitting bumps on the golf cart in my back does not feel good.
Nope. No,
Much less
sir.
flipping those things over.
No, sir. Yep. I did want to put this up here from Drew, R.I.P. Kyle. He was loved by everyone without even trying. Every TBLS fan was a fan of Kyle's. Luckier to become one of his friends. Are you saying their shirts are for sale? If not, might be able to support his family. That is really a great question. You know what? That might be something we can just say, hey, Brittany, check in and see if there's some way we can make that happen. Because I certainly think that would be a really nice gesture. And, obviously having shirts from the TBLS, that has been brought up for many years. Almost every year there's been a discussion of, can we get some branded material from the baller lifestyle and have us rep that out here. But you know what, this might be the way to rep it. And it's a really
we
good
could probably,
suggestion.
when Brian comes on, we can ask about it and actually probably take the lift off of him for that.
Yeah.
Maybe make some co-branded things
Good.
that go there.
That is a really great question for Bri. I didn't want to miss this also before we jump to the next subject here. Drew said that today a nurse asked my wife, "Are you cold? You're giving anemic. Please advise if this is a new board-approved process for diagnosing illnesses. I wasn't aware, but Ben will know." I don't know
Ben.
what Ben he's talking about.
Dr. Ben,
Yeah.
is that how you
Yeah,
diagnose anemia?
I don't think that's how.
Aren't
I don't
anemia
think that's
aren't they
how
like
it
the
is.
single cell creatures like plankton?
Oh, amoeba. Amoeba.
My
I don't
bad.
think Drew's. Now, you and I have seen pictures of Drew's wife. I don't
Yeah.
think that she's an amoeba.
No.
Yeah.
But if she was giving amoebas out, maybe it meant she was oozing something. I don't know.
I think Drew gives out amoebas.
I mean, I've met Drew in person. I can tell you right now, he's a very clean individual. He showered that day. I could
Oh,
tell.
that's good. That's great.
Yeah, he did not smell bad. Did not smell overly great. Like, it wasn't creepy, but he did not smell bad.
Yeah. Well, the your giving is probably not the approved language that institution wants their nurses or support team to be talking to a patient like. But hey, you know what? I don't know.
We all have different languages. I mean,
Yeah.
you probably talk to your doctor different than I talk to mine.
Well, yes, that is 100% true. Because I've seen your exchanges with your doctor, and I can assure you, I have not ever talked to my doctor like that. No.
We were texting about the new Oreos.
Yeah. Yes.
Earlier this week.
Mine is holding me accountable. Yours is also holding you accountable in a very different way.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit off air before we started the show that Lee, you were talking about not wanting to push heavy anymore in the weight room, and you were blaming that on your well.
I'm being Prozac. Yeah. I was saying,
you share.
I was commenting on how this was a tough week for me. My son, he actually was a great week. He got confirmed. He, as people have heard, he's about my size now, and he's 14.
Did he get confirmed as your son? Is that what you're saying?
He's been confirmed as my son because he's like a spitting image of me at that age, other than the fact that he's like a lot bigger than I was at that age.
Yeah.
But the kids are just a freaking rock, and about 5'9", 180 at 14, and just growing rapidly. He's taken up track and field now. He's throwing shit, which is kind of fun. I bought him a shot, but he's throwing that around the backyard.
That'll be great when you go out there to cut your lawn.
Oh, I've already done that. Yes, there's a lot of divots. Now, good news is that it's a small ball.
Okay.
The heavyweight ball.
Yeah.
So it's not he's throwing a bowling ball out there.
Yeah.
there are divots in the ground, but that's okay. It's a adequate risk. He's not doing the front yard, only the backyard. So I can keep the front yard.
Well, if he does it enough and hits enough in one spot, you might have yourself a little pond back there to go with your lake.
I don't want a pond back there.
No,
get mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's what you guys. That's what you need in Minnesota. Minnesota is more mosquito breeding area.
I got a former Olympian shot putter that lives in the area. That's going to start working out with him this summer. So
There you
hopefully he
go.
takes to it. But he was trash talking a little bit, and then he ended up giving me a piggyback ride. And I'll tell you guys, for those of you with small children, Ben, um, when your kids can carry you around, it's a very humbling moment because he was handling me like I was nothing. So it was a problem for that. But I was saying, he was saying, "Oh, I can only squat 185," and he hasn't gone up more than I'm like, you just squatted 230 basically, and you walked around with it like
Right.
nothing.
Right.
So I think you need to push yourself a little harder. And then but I haven't wanted to go hard lifting. I have I hit 455 as Brian likes to give me shit about being on a Smith machine. You can give me shit for all that. The weight still went up, but I haven't really wanted to lift heavy consistently since I went on Prozac. And I was commenting that I think a lot of my lifting was really one of Brock's daughter. I haven't heard anything from Brock's daughter since Telly was interested. So maybe Telly locked her up or something.
Oh, I think she'd lock Telly up.
Well, we haven't heard from Telly recently, have we?
That's yeah. It's very quiet on that front.
That's why he took the over apparently.
Yeah.
On the over under bet. But there was such a mindset all the time growing up where like, hey, if you're not lifting weights, someone else is going to take your job. Someone else is going to lift weights for you. 1,000-pound watch, he'll be doing that no problem.
Yeah. Sounds like he's going to hit that by his senior.
Lee Senior had 1,000-pound without doing the deadlift. So Lee Junior will be breaking all my marks in no time. But I just hadn't had the desire to lift and really lift intensely. And I was saying, part of me misses that, but at the same time, I don't at all miss not having the serenity I have now. And
well, Lee, I know you a little bit.
Yeah.
You're a high energy guy.
I'm extremely high energy.
Yeah, you're a volume guy. You are.
I mean, you are. Let's say that.
Yep. At least twice she'll cop to that. But I can't imagine you off of Prozac. Like I can't imagine the energy you had.
So it wasn't there. I'll say this. I don't think there's a lack of energy.
Yeah.
My overall energy level hasn't diminished.
Okay.
It's more how I see the world.
Okay. So it slowed your brain down?
Yes.
All right.
And my brain still, when I got tested for ADHD long on Prozac, and I still tested off the charts, but for the HD part, not the AD part, unfortunately for me. Nope. No Adderall for me, unfortunately. But yeah. It was such going on. It was such a weight lifted off me because I was trying to govern my own emotions. And so it's that part of your brain, that emotional responses.
Yeah. And
I would see everything as a challenge. And I had friends who were like, hey, you want to get you motivated? You got to challenge you to do something. And it's true. Someone say, hey, you can't do this. I'd be like, fuck no, I can. I can do this right away, and I'd prove wrong. Same mentality. I took everything I did, weights, school, races, anything. And if in the workplace, it'd be like, hey, if I like you, I'm going to break my neck trying to help you. If I don't like you, I'm going to not stop until you're destroyed. And there was no middle of the road. There was no idling. It was either, and it made things real tough because you're trying to navigate the road of being right in the middle.
That's it. That's Merry Christmas, boys. I'm just gonna call it out really early this year. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I got tested. It was funny. My mom, who is a nurse, Happy Nurses Week mom, I told her that earlier this week. We're sitting in church on Christmas, and she goes,
"What's wrong with you?"
No, she goes, you might have ADHD. And I'm like, Mom, that would have been wonderful to know before I was 42.
Right. Yeah.
Where was that insight when I was 9?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, it never occurred to me. I'm like, it occurred to me before that now.
The stroke of God. Did the stroke of God come down and say your son has ADHD? Help him out?
Yeah. And so I ended up just texting my doctor from church and saying, hey, you think I have ADHD? My mom does. And she goes, your mom has ADHD or your mom thinks you do? And I said, my mom thinks I do. She goes, you might. Let's get you tested. And so we had an appointment set, and I did. Oh, my goodness.
What'd you get tested for? HIV?
way to jump in at the best part, Brian.
You talking about getting tested and they have to put a Q-tip in your penis? Because I heard sometimes they have to do that.
That
Not
did
me.
happen. That happened after I banged your mom.
I
I wanted to get tested.
Wow.
No, I was talking about getting tested for ADHD, my man.
Oh yeah, I got that.
So which part do you have, or do you have both?
I think well, I'm undiagnosed. I'm self-diagnosed.
Oh.
But I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I'm a crazy. I'm in my car, by the way. I'm a
We
crazy.
could tell. The steering wheel gave it away.
Yeah, I'm a crazy procrastinator, and
No.
and I start like 7 tasks at a time and never finish any of them. And I think that's a trademark of ADHD, which I must have. And one of my children has it, so it's probably me too.
Well, Brian, you complete every task.
Never.
I don't know of a single task that you don't ever not complete. Like
he's
weekly.
Obviously not seeing your sign behind you right now.
No, there's not like a weekly
the 94 days
a weekly activity that you do. Well, there's one weekly activity you do 574 times straight.
That's true.
So there's that.
Because somebody forces me. You know what I am going to do? Because we're launching the Patreon here.
Is that what the big change coming is?
Yeah, we moved to the Believe network of sports talk shows.
Yeah. So you've said that, Brian. You've said that, but I don't understand what that means.
So, we're just on. It's probably mean nothing. We're just not with Reds. We're not going to be with Red Circle anymore. But have you guys heard of Believe?
No.
Believe. Locked On Sports.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to be
on
a Rams show now? Are you going to be a Rams podcast?
God, could you imagine anybody listening to that for fucking
Chargers?
2 minutes of their life? Any of those, Bengals, all of them. So anyway, that's coming up. But me and hi. Oh, there's another Subaru right here. Hello.
Probably lesbian though.
Ants stay together.
I'm gonna say no.
Aunts stay together.
Aunts.
What else? Wait, what was I talking about?
See,
Believe
HD.
Believe Network.
Believe
Network. Oh, me and Fan are gonna be doing. We were supposed to do it yesterday, but I had to cancel because of the Believe. The Believe move was still underway. And I don't know how to post to Believe yet, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Yeah, we're gonna figure that out this week, probably on at the very last second on Tuesday night, and I'm probably gonna get real mad and shit, and not be able to do it. And then it's gonna be a very easy solution, but that I won't see right away. This is just going on past behavior. But me and Fan are doing a regular guy. We're gonna have an update with Fan because he's training for another Texas two-step. So we're gonna talk to him about his journey in fitness and doing Ironmans.
You're not just gonna repost the one you did 2 years ago?
And no, because we're doing a regular. We're gonna make it a regular thing, like a regular guys. Oh fuck! I think I missed my fucking turn.
It's a quarterly thing.
Well, no, I think
quarterly show.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, because we want to do like a regular guy fitness show, because there's all, like, I listen to tons of fitness podcasts, and they're all by these like super jacked like fitness influencer guys. And Chad's like, I don't want to listen to like guys that are sponsored by
Liver King.
Yeah, like also the king of all livers. His documentary's coming out next week.
Yeah,
really?
My balls are just ready to go with that one.
I can't fucking wait. I was an early adopter on the Liver King.
I appreciate that. It saved me from having to do it.
Yeah, I think I followed Liver King when he had like in the teens of thousands of followers, like 15,000 or something. Yeah. And it was early on. And look, the guy is great. He's 5'7". He lost an eyeball to fitness band. Like he's got a lot of cool things going for him. He's very rich.
His abs mostly.
Yes, he's got fake abs.
Brian, are you saying you're a fan of him because he's 5'7"?
No, there's a lot of reasons to be a fan of him.
Eye with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're seeing eye to eye with him.
No, I
Yeah.
would post him up. I could take him under the
Now,
basket.
Brian,
make
I've
layups.
seen you in person. Come on now.
Regular Wemby over
Yeah.
here.
I'm 5'8", so I'm much bigger than the Liver King.
Yeah. So in the chat, you while you're driving, Brian, I don't want you to
Yep.
I don't want you to stare at the
Yeah,
screen
I
here.
won't be reading any chats.
Yeah, but in the chat, someone Ox asked. So it's like I want to work out. So your podcast is going to be like, well, I want to work out, but I didn't. So is that's kind of the sentiment? The regular guy working out,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah, well, no, like I'm a good example of that. The guy that was just kind of like a fat tub of shit for a long time, and now is a slightly less fat tub of shit that kind of like knows how to eat and lift weights and do cardio and shit. And that's like I think people will identify with that.
Well, I think they'll really identify with you breaking both your wrists in the gym. That's
Yep.
something we all can identify with.
Yep, I can tell that story.
And then right after you broke your wrist, you lost all your silverware.
It was about 3 years later, but yeah.
Yeah.
In the sands of time, that's
I
really not.
I had 2 broken wrists, and she woke up the one time the first day to help me tie my shoes, and it took her fucking so long to get her go through her fucking wake up routine that the next day I was like, just don't even fucking worry about it. I'll tie my own fucking shoes.
I won't wear shoes. Fuck shoes. I'm good.
Yeah, I figured out how to tie. I only had one hand in a cast. The other one was. The left was sort of usable. Turns out it's very easy to jerk off with your left hand.
Well, in a time of need, right?
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
I think it was Jurassic Park that taught us that life finds a way.
Right.
Yeah, there was no big deal at all. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I'm like, oh, no problem. It's the stranger, It's like,
yeah.
You know what it is? It's like the philosopher Viktor Frankl said, when there is a why, how is never a problem.
Exactly. That's a good point. Yeah. If you got a reason, and I needed to ejaculate. So
your family member said you're rolling out your new persona, the Kimchi King.
Oh, I don't know. Like it's weird. Like what people haven't heard of, But like I eat a lot of kimchi, and see that this could be on
not on the sauerkraut?
I do kraut as well. I do. So you're supposed to get like lots of different bacterias. There's this fucking sauerkraut at the store. I can't remember the name, but I do have a picture of it on my phone. That is so fucking good. It's like there's all sorts of different flavors, but I could just literally just eat the whole jar. Yeah. It's so delicious. So yeah, I do krauts and kimchis, and I just Costco started carrying a new cucumber kimchi that's got the crunch. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's good as hell.
Yeah.
I just don't like the smell of the sauerkraut.
Yeah, it's got a strong. Yeah, it's got a strong odor.
Smell it. No, if he knows I have that big old nose, I smell everything.
Yeah,
I won't comment on that.
There's a lot of krauts. Isn't there a lot of krauts in the Big West, Midwest?
Oh, yeah. Plus, they killed all my people.
Oh,
well, we try not to talk about that time.
Not Germans. I meant like. People eat a lot of sauerkraut.
The answer to either one is yes. There's a lot of them in the Midwest.
Yeah. Cleveland is very big on the sauerkraut.
Oh, I can imagine.
Just saying, there's ample opportunity to have sauerkraut. You can go to every restaurant and get sauerkraut. It's awesome.
It's delicious. So yeah, I do the krauts and the kimchi. Yeah, a lot
of. So Brian, do you put the kimchi on your salads? Is that why you have to wear a bib when you eat?
So.
Do you just throw the food in your face?
Look, I got fucking problems. I don't know. Well, people make fun of me.
Yeah.
I don't, like I go to eat and thank you. And I splash myself a lot with oil and fucking mustard. And I'm sure there's something on this shirt right now.
Are you basting yourself? Is that what this is?
It's a good question. Yeah, I don't, and it's like coffee. What doesn't help is having a stupid fucking mustache. Like, I get a lot of liquids in the mustache, and it kind of like sprays on my garments.
Yeah. Well, Jesus. Well, that's that's mustache list there.
Oh yeah,
mustache list.
That one's a mustache list picture.
So young.
Yeah. Well, Brian, that is, the mustache thing. Whoa.
Yeah. You know what? That picture, I did that. Fucking Travis Rogers had a thing on his show where they're like, post your wackiest golf outfit and then win a chance to be in this golf tournament. And, maybe somebody encouraged me to like, they needed, more people from their show to participate. So I reluctantly did one that was fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And then some guy won, and his thing was he just wore regular clothes and said, "I'm a veteran." And they're like, "Oh, you win, veteran." And it's like, hey, how about you just make the contest and I'm a fucking veteran contest, not a wear your wackiest golf outfit? Because the dude had a fucking polo shirt on and said, "I'm a veteran," and they gave him the tickets.
Sounds like you hate this country, Brian.
I think they were keeping you down, Bri.
Yeah.
Well, I think they might have been scared of your giant thighs.
Yeah, I know.
Your thighs that don't fit into Levi's.
I wasn't even that big back then. Now
That's true.
Now,
because if you look back at that picture, and we can bring it back up for those who did not quite see it all the time, the thighs are well developed, but they're not overly large. You're not short.
Yep. Yes, you kind of broke up there, but yeah, I can see. I mean, it's a great picture. But yeah, look, I'm fatter. I got no shoulders. Now I got big ass shoulders. I got big ass legs.
But it's got nothing on this photo though.
Yeah,
Brian.
that's a good one. Yeah,
that is.
Katie Shady sent me that shirt. What size does she think I am? Extra medium?
That is you. I don't know what they did to you. It looks almost like a onesie. Like it's gonna snap underneath your nuts because of how taut it is.
You guys are probably too young to remember. Well, they've come back around, but you guys are married. The bodysuit.
Yeah.
Chicks, you know about bodysuits.
Yeah.
Chicks would look like they had a tucked in shirt on.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, "Hey, let's make it happen." And you'd be trying to take her shirt off, and it was snapped in the crotch.
Yeah.
You had to unsnap from the crotch.
Those have come back.
Yeah. Yes, they're back. Bodysuits.
Yep. But today they decide that they don't want to snap them. They just tuck them in. So they're just long shirts with tails.
Yeah. So what's the point? Yeah, I don't know, because I guess it's supposed to look tight.
Yeah, it's just keep things taut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Brian, we did lose Super Lee. Super Lee must have abandoned ship for tonight. He's had enough of your shit and your shenanigans.
Oh yeah, I heard he was kind of breaking up at the last. There must be something going on because I got in the car and I had a text from my internet company that said my internet was down, so I wouldn't even be able to do this from home. And then I texted my child, Ryan Beckner, and she said the whole power's out at our house. So
that
maybe we're under attack. Maybe Yellowstone blew.
Well, that could be. But Brian, you brought up your daughter. Is she happy that you're no longer going to have to be her truancy officer going forward when she graduates? Like, is she like over your truancy officer shit?
She could give a fuck now. She could give a fuck then. She could give a fuck in the future. She gives no fucking fucks.
So when I talked to our newest Gopher quarterback recruit, I talked to see if
Jackson Collick. They had ceramics together sophomore year.
Well, making little penises.
Did she go to the ceramics class though?
She did. Yeah, that was back before she was over it. So
yeah. And at Chipotle, is she over it there? Does she make sure you get the amount of protein you should be getting per scoop?
I've never gone in there. I think she works to register. Yeah, I've never. Oh. I've only ever been to Chipotle to get her food.
Really?
Oh, guys, hey, look at this. You're gonna love this. Hold on. Oh my God! Don't go to accident. Hold
on. We're screen off though, Bri.
Oh, we are. I know. Hold on.
Yeah.
I hit the button.
Yeah.
Look, it's a Goodyear blimp.
Oh. Yeah, definitely not. But it's cool. We can envision it there.
Does it read Ice Cubes of him?
Yeah, it does. I just drove past it.
Yeah.
She gives. It's the only times I've ever been into a Chipotle are to get her food. When she's like, "Dad, buy me a burrito."
Which she could get for free, by the way.
Well, now she can, but this is before she worked there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, see, Chipotle is Mrs. Super Lee's favorite go-to, like stress food.
Yeah.
So I know when I butter's bread, I run down there and I'll pick something up.
It seems like a pretty good healthy option. I definitely have had a bowl from there, but like somebody else picked it up for me. But I don't. It's not in my rotation of places to go.
Well, you have so many better options, like Del Taco.
Del Taco's fantastic, but I don't go there I don't go there either anymore because it's not good for me. Yeah,
Go to
look what I'm
Sprouts?
doing. This is something we're going to talk about on the podcast. I got the continuous glucose monitor going.
Hey,
Oh.
you and Super Lee.
Oh, Lee, you doing one?
I did one for about 6 months. Loved it.
Love it too.
Are you doing the Lingo one, or what are you doing?
Lingo. It's a Lingo, yeah.
Yeah, it was very insightful. The app was pretty cool, and it was crazy to see
It's
when you
crazy.
eat things, how quickly your insulin reacts.
Yep.
But then also when you don't eat things and you exercise, how quickly your glucose reacts.
Totally. Yeah. So it's crazy because like I can have like 2 ounces of pineapple or an orange.
A lot of fructose.
And I'm like really insulin resistant.
They call that diabetic.
Yeah, I'm pretty close. And so it like
Ryan,
it jacks my, like a couple days ago I had a handful of grapes and it jacked my fucking glucose to the ceiling. So now I realize I can have like 3 grapes. Like that's the amount of grapes. And I try and included with a fat or a protein, a fat and a protein and a fruit all at the same time. And then just knocking out those 10-minute walks throughout the day. Like that really regulates your glucose. And so now when I'm wearing the monitor, because if I'm not wearing the monitor, then it's like a free pass and I can just eat whatever I want. But I'll have ice cream and shit. But if I have it on, like I'll go days without a single Lingo point on my thing because I'm just like I'm not eating any carbs or any sugar.
I would have I'd have mine spark while I was sleeping though too.
Me too. So mine does go up in the middle of the night, like 2 to 4 a.m. It'll have a peak every single night. That must be normal, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it is. Also, don't drink any alcohol with that thing on. You're going to be amazed at what that does to things.
Yeah. So I don't drink anymore. I quit drinking.
Good. Well, I'm having a couple high lifes tonight in honor of a guy, Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Normally I'm with you.
You didn't have any Milwaukee's. You couldn't find any Milwaukee's Best.
I wasn't going to go buy a 6-pack if I'm only going to drink 2 tonight. And
plus I don't think Milwaukee's Best comes in a 6-pack. I feel like it
30
only comes.
You gotta buy a briefcase.
A 36
And see, our guy Kyle, his was Old Mill Red, which is the high octane Old Mill. And I could only find Old Mill Blue, which is light Old Mill.
I can find Old Mill Red here. That's not a problem.
I was going to say, Lee probably doesn't have a problem finding it.
There's high test Old Mill. That's got to taste like shit.
Oh, I don't know about. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna.
You're not a connoisseur if you're drinking it for taste.
Yeah.
No.
$15 a 30-pack. You're not drinking it for taste.
Yeah. Mountain Dew is more expensive.
Yeah, we used to buy it when I lived in Arizona. It used to be on special at one of the grocery stores there for like $3.99 a 12-pack or something.
Yeah.
It was like or $2.99. It was like impossibly cheap. Like you had no choice but to buy it because Keystone was like $5.99, and it's like
too rich for your blood.
Yeah, and it's like, we could have a similar beer with probably more booze in it for $2.99. We got to do that.
Yeah,
that and Meisterbrau.
Meisterbrau. That is, it's a memory. It's a memory hole. That was the beer they drank in the movie no one can watch anymore because it was so bad that they had to pull it off.
Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah. That's the beer they drank.
We reviewed it on the Ball Lifestyle podcast with Sean the Cablinasian.
Right.
How come you haven't had Ben and I on there to review a movie?
It's too many. It's too many guys. Yeah. You're there every week anyway.
I'm just gonna continue to leave updates on what's going on in this show. I'll make sure to call and thank you for being on this show right now.
Didn't need to be said. Understood.
No way. Needs to be said. Very much needs to be said.
You know what I'm addicted to are these Altoids Arctic mints, and I cycle through. I go 2 peppermint and then I go 2 spearmint, and I'll do
sugar-free,
half.
Of course.
Well, I don't know. They don't spike the glucose, but they're hard to find, these Arctic ones. Yeah,
it's alcohol sugar. It's okay.
Yeah, they make my mouth gets kind of dry, and they make my tongue, and they make me have more saliva.
Oh, that's good. Is it like an appetite suppressant?
No,
Do eating those stop you from eating anything else?
no,
It's an oral fixation thing.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like when I'm in the car, I like the cool feeling on my tongue.
Yeah, you know what makes really good audio?
This?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's ASMR for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Love that. Brian, you have some beautiful rings on today here too, by the
Thank
way.
you.
We can see them glinting. The sun is glinting off them as you're changing hands in the
Yep,
screen here.
that's right.
Are you picking up any hobos today? Are you picking up anybody on the street? Or
No.
no?
Are you trying to pick
Okay.
up some nice waitresses who are refer to you as cool rings guy?
Yeah, that was a long time. That was a classic. I think that's on my Instagram.
Yeah.
The cool rings guy. That was a flex.
They'll do
Well,
anything for a
it
tip.
still is. To this day, you're still Cool Rings guy.
That's true. It's a great name.
The Randy Frenchman has
Yeah.
to have cool rings. There's
That's
just no
true.
way around that.
Carlos Von Carlos. Yeah.
Yeah. So you and Fan are doing a show. Is it under the same umbrella? Is the Baller Lifestyle now a brand?
Yeah, it'll be
That's the question.
No, it's gonna be I gotta figure all this shit out because
people are asking, Brian.
Probably gonna be in the Patreon.
Okay.
That I have yet to make.
Well, you've
got
time.
2026 thing, or is it
Yeah.
No, it's like it'll be this weekend, but the problem is it's fucking Mother's Day.
Well, good news, you're not a mother.
I know, but I got to do shit for my mom, so that's, and then tomorrow, oh shit, what the fuck was that?
Hobo?
I don't know. It was a thing bounced off my car.
A hobo?
Probably that was probably a goose, right, Lee?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Or a gray duck, at least.
Gray
One
duck.
time
Duck,
one
duck.
time I was driving, whoa, shit. I might get rear-ended. No. One time I was driving past this like marshy area. I had a truck, Toyota pickup, and I was driving past this marshy area, and a fucking duck like flew out of the marsh like right as I drove by, and it hit me in the windshield directly in front of me. Like I thought it was coming through the windshield, so I like covered my face. And I'm sure it killed the duck because it like flipped up over my car.
Yeah.
And I thought
that
it
duck
landed.
is gone.
It's dead.
Yeah.
I thought it landed in the bed of my truck, but when it hit my car, all of its shit, like diarrhea shit.
Yeah.
They have no
And
sphincter,
probably some guts. Yeah, it was all like green, like gelatinous shit all over my windshield. I had to go hose it off.
Well, had it ended up in the back of your truck,
I would have been
how would you have gotten it out of there?
I would have had to drive to Wisconsin to Dahl Family Farms because
the Dahl Family Farms.
Yeah.
Brittany tells me all the time that how much of a fucking pussy I am.
Yeah.
And that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
there's
like,
no
if
doubt.
There's a rat in my backyard, she would come get it for me and feed it to her chickens.
Right. There's no doubt, Bri, that the children in the Dahl family are more manly than you in what they do in their lives.
But you've got way cooler rings.
That's true.
Rings.
Yeah.
And way more copies of Troy on DVD.
Yeah, I'm trying to reclaim my own masculinity, but I'm not. I'm rat phobic.
The rings aren't helping you with that, by the way.
Yeah, there was a dead one in my backyard like a couple months ago, and I eyed it, but it was way out in the corner, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta go deal with that thing. And then I like gave it a day. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. And the next day it was gone. I assume some coyote came and ate it in the middle of the night, but it was a diseased dead rat. Don't they know better?
Nope, they do not.
No.
Yeah, I guess not.
But you don't also want to touch that or get close to it. It might disease you.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like I throw a box over it and then I scoop it up with another. This is like the only reason to have a girlfriend is because and they can pick that shit up for you. What I could do is I could pay one of my children. The boy child is never at my house anymore, so I couldn't get him to do it. But I could pay Ryan Beckner to do it. But the problem is she's a fucking hard ass negotiator, and it would end up frustrating me and costing me. Yeah.
You could just offer her like excused absences from school.
She's out of those, as we've learned. She said now we have to
Nope.
go the unexcused route.
Do you not have like a spaded shovel?
I do, but it's like short, so I have to get close to. I only have one of those short shovels,
Arms.
so I have to
Yeah,
get
you don't
close
have
to it.
Yeah.
See,
And the arm length.
I get
we think
I get
is
dead
problem.
things in around and they come out of the lake and whatnot. And I just get the spaded shovel and I fling them in the middle of the lake. It works great.
Oh, like, what do you mean that come out of the lake? Like fish?
Fish will. Birds fly into the house a lot. We get a lot of dead birds.
Oh, they do. Oh, fuck
Dive
that.
bombing.
We have so there's some bald eagles that live just literally across out my back window.
Oh, and they
across-
drop
across-
stuff.
They
Yeah.
drop stuff and like so. There's been like rabbit heads that follow me.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The kids did not think so
Yeah.
when they were trying to go to school in the morning. There's a dead rabbit head on the sidewalk, but they got over it.
Yeah. So I have some owl nests in the tree behind my house. And one time I was out there, I think I was making a Silver Point Sports in the backyard. And I was looking down at the ground and it looked like dryer lint was on the ground. And I'm like, how could there be like balls of dryer lint? And then so I like kind of like kicked it a little bit with my flip flop and then broke it open and there was a snake head inside of it. And I'm like, oh, these are fucking owl pellets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Some owl droppings in your backyard for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Pick them up and dissect them.
Yeah.
So you count all the bones.
Yeah, so see that's not that gross, but it's a whole rat body.
Owl
really
shit
disgusting.
is not bad. It's actual rats because rats could come to life. When there's just shit,
Exactly.
it's dead. It's inanimate.
That's right.
Inanimate.
Yeah.
A rat could come back to life when you go to pick it up.
See, Brian, I'm afraid of three things.
Yeah.
Snakes, spiders, and the undead.
Oh yeah. Yeah, spiders, huh?
I don't like anything that's got too many legs or too few legs. So I also don't like double amputees.
Yeah. Spiders can run really fast. So that is kind of like we had a scorpion.
I'm not afraid of those.
My ex-girlfriend, she went to like move her kids' cars one time and she reached in there. I was doing the podcast. So I couldn't deal with it. She reached into her kid's Hot Wheels and there was a fucking live scorpion inside the Hot Wheels. And we don't like live in the desert or anything.
Well, it's hot there.
Comparatively.
It's hot.
It's pretty hot today. Yeah.
Did you powder up?
Oh yeah, I did. And I just went and walked outside for a little while down by the beach. And my sack is ablaze. It needs a repowder. It needs a full-on deglazing.
Yeah. Pareda says you have no power at your house, likely because it's hot as fuck in SoCal today. That's probably what it is, a blackout. Like was in Spain.
Yeah.
Right. This week.
Pareda, I feel like lives in like the San Gabriel Valley, like West Covina or something somewhere. So it's fucking way hotter where Pareda lives.
Yeah, we know he's hard as fuck. So that's all we know.
Yeah, dude, Pareda has low key like one of the smoothest voices of all time. Like Pareda's the man. Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the days when we had the stereo after show, he would be listening to us while he was vacuuming and drinking.
Oh, really?
So that was his normal activities. He'd be vacuuming. Oh. Sorry guys, I can't call in. I'm vacuuming right now. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Pareda.
That's great. Speaking of unrepentant drunks, what's Dave in Rancho San Clemente up to these days? Have we heard from him?
So he popped up a couple weeks ago here in the new show.
Let me guess, he was pissed drunk.
No.
Oh, really? Yeah.
You did not. Well, I mean,
he couldn't leave a message to let us know
while he was drinking. But we now know the audio to let us know what is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little harder to leave us those messages now.
It's also possible he's illiterate, and that's why we're not hearing from him.
Yeah.
Easy to press the button.
He hit me up a while back because he was starting a podcast. And
really?
But I don't know if he followed through on that. Yeah.
We need to know about this.
I know. Maybe he hasn't launched yet. Soft launch.
Oh, I think he launches. We know he launches. He's a guy who launches. He doesn't hesitate.
He streams.
There's no ADHD in his bones.
He goes for it. Speaking of the undead, has anybody dug up Dolomite D, dear friend of the show, Dolomite D, for the original Patreon?
Heard from him today, actually.
Yes.
Really?
Is he gonna get original Patreon, or is that
Last
going to be
I
up for
heard.
grabs?
Oh, I don't know. I'll definitely give him first dibs.
Right of first refusal.
It's the least I could do. Obviously, Dola, it's not
Very least you
expected
can
at
do.
all.
Right.
But if you want to be the guy, I'll give you that option. He'll be the
Yeah.
first to know.
Yeah. There was a proof of life today. We'll just
There
put it
was.
that way. A proof of life.
Oh.
He's
Is he
doing
gonna
well.
Is he going to be reclaiming his throne anytime soon?
We got a picture of his ear and a newspaper.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we know. Yeah. But
Frank
unfortunately we
Sinatra
don't.
Jr.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't think surmising anytime soon. But maybe in the near future.
That's a bummer.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
we need a Liver King. Yeah.
Yeah. He's very important to this ecosystem because that Reddit page is super up to date. That's number one.
Yeah.
Our Discord that we have for the Ball Lifestyle also pops off now. These days, it's super popping off.
No, it doesn't.
No, not at all, actually.
Yeah.
That's 75 hard ended about a year
How do you even
ago.
do that? Who even goes on Discord? Look, I'm not. Is it like 4chan? I don't do that.
Drew and Phoenix does.
Yeah.
To talk cards, to talk Pokemans.
Well, maybe. We don't know. We don't want to ask the questions.
Amazing tweet though in the last week when Trump
Hold on,
banned anime.
you broke up there. He had a tweet about anime and what else?
About how Trump was banning anime and how the world
is that
was
true?
End.
Supposedly.
Apparently.
I mean, what's he gonna jerk off to now? Just feed pictures?
Anime is so upsetting from what I've seen, like the tentacles and whatnot. Like I think I would be okay with people losing their freedom of speech if it came to anime.
Here we go. It is.
Would you rather watch feet pictures or anime porn?
Well, at least feet is a real person. You know, it's connected to a human being. It's not a drawing of a person.
Right.
What if it was AI drawings of people nonstop, like say 10 a day?
No.
What's the difference between anime and an AI drawing? Not much.
That's a good point. Yeah, they're both so upsetting. I don't know if you guys saw, but on my Instagram, I tried to have ChatGPT make a thumbnail for the podcast.
Yeah, it did a good job.
It fucking does every single time. It does me and Ed so dirty. It makes us look like old cops. And I'm like,
you kind of look like an old cop right now.
And I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, make a thumbnail. I'm like, don't adjust the picture. And every fucking time it does it, it gives me someone else's mustache. It gives me a bigger nose. It makes Ed look fucked up. And I'm like, I just want you to add stuff to the existing picture.
Yeah. We had someone draw ours and made one of my arms bigger than the other and made Super Lee look odd.
Yeah,
on purpose.
Oh, yeah, he got my arms right though.
Yeah.
Did you go on Fiverr?
I don't know where I got this person to be, or where this person was secured from. Not even sure where.
You farmed it out.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
It was well worth the money.
Yeah. $5.
Yeah.
Pareda's got some shots fired here at you.
He
has a theory on why Kyle Brand blocked you. In the early days of the show, you would read correspondence with the user KB Ruin the Jungle. Thoughts?
Oh, yeah, but I didn't. That guy would just tweet at me. Like, I didn't. And I think, do you guys remember Jeff in Phoenix? Huge fucking loser. I've had to block him on like multiple different platforms. Like, he'll come up with new names and I have to just keep blocking him. Probably the biggest fucking loser in the online community ever. But he would like send me shit and also include Kyle Mild Bland. So it might have been that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You were just guilty by association.
Yeah.
So, Brian, one of the things we didn't mention, and I forgot as I took a sip, you can't see this. I don't want you to look at this, but we have our koozies from Amish Dave representing
Oh,
Amish Dave here
sons of
on.
bitches.
Yeah, yeah.
How do I
So
not have an Amish Dave koozie?
you have to
Yeah.
bring that up. You have to bring that up with
Wow.
Brittany. I'm sorry. So
Yes.
there was a suggestion, Brian. And we want to
Yeah.
get your thoughts on this. That
Yeah.
we have talked about wanting TBLS merchandise, shirts
Yes.
to represent.
Yeah.
And as Super Lee and I are wearing our Dahl Family Farms,
Yes.
is there a potential collab that could be done there that we could then
Yeah.
support both
Yeah, both.
entities?
Well, I mean, I kind of want to do like some like the Baller Lifestyle podcast one to the right, or like something with some kind of like phrases from the show.
Sure.
So maybe
Yeah.
it's the choice you make, or any of those. Like we could maybe come up. We could
Shout out Pearl
crowdsource.
Harbor.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's a great one. Yes. we could come up with some like because I forget, like what the
Well, sure.
signature
Yeah.
like the songs and stuff. So yeah, look. Let me just get the fucking Patreon going, guys. Jesus Christ.
Well, one at a time. Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't want you to get
Right.
6 or 7 deep here. We want to get something across
know.
the finish line.
And
'Cause it
Brian, if
ends
you
up
need
being
us to
zero.
help,
Yeah.
you need us to help set up like a Cafe Ink or custom press store or something like that to host your designs.
See, I don't know what is that. I don't even know what that is. What is that? You just
You
So,
can have a storefront, so you don't have to do jack shit other than let the money come in.
Right.
and then they're print to order, right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah, you don't have to sit on shipments at the Ball OSL headquarters.
because
You have no inventory.
I
Yeah.
was literally going to go to the screen printer like across the street from my work. I swear to God. And be like, here's my logo.
Yeah.
Like,
Make this for
design
me.
me some shirts with some names on them. And
Can you do 5,000 larges, please?
yes,
Yeah, I never want to wear a different shirt for the rest of my
And
life.
How
3
did they-
medium.
Yeah.
How do you distribute the shirt? Like, what's the distribution between medium, large, extra large?
It's almost
So-
like you need
Probably
two your genius
Yeah.
business minds that you're talking to right now to help you run this.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
So we-
but here's
yeah.
the other thing, Bri, is
Sorry.
we know how long it took you to send out the watch. Can you only imagine how long it would take you to send out 20 shirts?
The
I would
watch,
buy a large, wearing an extra large by the time it came.
the watch I sent out like within a couple weeks.
Weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
But like Ed
Yeah.
took 3 months to send out a book plate.
That's
3
true.
years,
To
I
Canada.
think.
I was here to Canada though. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here with Canada.
But you got to remember, he lives a state away from Canada. He might as well be in Minnesota.
He could have walked it over there.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Fair.
It's like you mailing something to Mexico. You can hit a golf
That's
ball
true.
there.
I could
Well,
do it.
right.
Yeah.
Right, the chat is popping off with that they would support merchandise. So I
That's
think
true.
and I
I'm
don't
gonna do it.
Right. It's been, the show's been on for 12 years, 11
Oh,
years, whatever it's been.
Not
we've
depressing,
been
but go on.
Depressing.
we've
Yeah.
been listeners, we've been accused of being dick riders on the show before.
Whoa,
By
And
who?
we are- but
Who calls you
your
dick riders?
Spawn,
Who?
your
Oh,
your
Brian.
off your yeah. Yeah.
That's what we call a dick rider.
So but
She's such a fucking asshole.
But I think I know you enough that by you saying things like I don't even know how to do that is basically you saying go do that for me and just tell me
Kinda.
how it
Yeah.
tell me how it works. Like
Send me the link.
actually don't tell me how it works, just do it.
Send me the link.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
All
what
right,
I
Brian, we'll make it work. We'll make sure we have some nice baller lifestyle eye patches and thongs
Yeah.
for the women.
Yeah.
And nice soft shirts.
No,
for
don't
us.
dilute my brand. I'm saying it for the record. You do not have the permission to dilute my brand.
I will
Right.
not dilute your brand. You know me.
Right.
I keep things classy.
So instead of dick riders,
true.
the comments are coming through that we should be ball washers, actually. Instead of
That's true.
ballers, we're
Yeah.
ball washers.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So we'll take care of this. We got you, Brian.
Okay.
We got
I
you on this
appreciate it.
one. But we
you
do
could-
need
if
the
you could send us the-
crowd-sourced ideas.
And if you could send us the official logo so we make sure we're using the most crisp image, that would be great too.
Yeah, I have that. I
I'll
can do
text
that.
you until you do send it.
So
Yeah.
so I guess
That I
when
can
when are you going to get that text, Super Lee? Let's put an over under on number of days until you get that text.
I think Brian will send
Do
it
it
to me
tonight?
tomorrow. No, he'll
Well,
send it
that's
to me
an
tomorrow
email.
because
I don't know about tomorrow.
I'm gonna text him until he does send it.
That's an email. That's an email situation. You got to send it to
Okay.
send an email to my Gmail, Brian W. Beckner at Gmail, and I'll respond with and just be like, send me that logo.
Now, Brian,
Yeah.
does it worry you at all that you just A, get your email address to the whole world, and B, that now the world knows your middle name is Wayne, like most serial killers?
This I gave out my email address to 2 guys plus Pareda, and my
our
middle name-
thousand subscribers.
Yeah.
Dude, Brian, you know why?
How many of
our
which are listening right now?
5. But our shorts.
How many
our
live
shorts get
listeners do you get? Yeah.
Yeah.
How many live listeners do you get, Brian?
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, our shorts get thousands of views, and you can't fake that.
That's great. Yeah. Has that translated?
I assume so.
It's all of the things
Yes.
we put closed captions on it. We're
it's
ADA friendly.
Yeah,
Not
you
only
got to
that,
do a little
I'm
bit of
huge
everything.
in Japan. You've seen me. I'm huge everywhere I go, but I'm really huge in Vietnam.
Yeah. So somebody out there decided that it would be good to do an AI of this podcast. And Brian, you have had a glow up here. I think Super Lee ate you, and you have a glow up going on.
How the fuck did I get so fat?
How did somebody do that so quickly?
We have listeners.
Hey, our listeners
ChatGPT?
are very, very skilled at this sort of stuff.
They took a break from the anime to go on ChatGPT with screenshots.
Yeah.
Well, now that Trump's banned it, he's got a lot of energy in a left hand that's got nothing to do. Brian, so where are you driving to, by the way? Pareda wants to know.
My house. Oh, so Pareda, I'm in Irvine. I'm on the 405 at Culver. He knows where that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's real good local talk.
Yeah.
Have you ever run across what's his name? The plumber?
Did you say it cross?
Manuel.
He did say cross. End of cross.
I did say cross with a T at
Is
the end
that
of it,
some
yes.
Midwestern shit or what?
No, it's some Ben shit, because I say a cross.
Yeah,
No
of
T.
course,
I'm gonna say
because there's no T at the end of a cross.
Yeah.
Ben's a
Tom
physician.
No, that's another
medical school.
That's another misnomer. Well, I did go to a medical school. Yes, I did, but I didn't. I'm not.
Go.
No. Yeah. No. So Manuel, have you ever run across him?
No. How would I do that?
Well, I mean,
Travis
I
hangs out with him?
He's a bit of a stalker, right?
Is he? I don't know. I don't think he's that interested in me.
Well, you really the same plumbing van's been behind you for the last 15 minutes on the show here, right?
I was kind of just in his. I am coming from Redondo Beach, and I believe Manuel is in Gardenia, which is the city. I actually drove next to Gardenia while I was getting on the freeway. So maybe I did encounter Manuel on this drive.
Going out to his night shift.
Are you ever afraid to call a plumber knowing that are you afraid to call a plumber to unclog your toilet knowing that it might be him?
Yeah, that would be concerning.
Yeah, he's I don't know. I wish he'd call back in. It's been a long time. And
I know. We haven't heard from him or
Ish.
Or Kennard in a while. Or Ish.
Kennard-ish.
Yeah, which one of you guys was Kennard?
Probably the same person who sent the I Do Butt Stuff t-shirt to Ed.
Oh, yeah.
Those are going to be the big mysteries of this podcast.
None of me. I sent Ed the toothpaste thing, but I'm pretty much I own when I send you guys things.
Yeah.
That's candy. True. Yeah, you sent me that beautiful John McEnroe shirt.
You're welcome.
I love that shirt. Thank you.
Yeah, see, now you kind of feel bad for being a dick to me earlier, don't you?
I wasn't a dick to you.
You're always a dick
Very
to me.
kind.
You said, don't call in.
No, I said I knew you were going to call in.
Yeah, that's again Brian saying no. Please call in. Like that's
what I hear.
Him.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I can't control. I have no control over who calls in.
Well, I want to make sure you guys have content. I had noticed, you
hit
the shorts up a lot in the last day or so.
So I don't know because the AI it doesn't make that good of ones. Like it doesn't really know what's funny. So I'm always kind of reluctant to post the AI ones because they're not good. But then Ben was like, "Oh no, we've been posting shorts and people watch them," and I'm like, "Or
They
they get
do.
views." Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, so I'll just post all these shitty AIs that the Zencaster makes for me."
Yeah.
And not because I tried making my own, and I can't remember what happened. I couldn't
Right.
format it right, or I tried making one in iMovie, and I couldn't make the file small enough. That was the thing. Like it was still too big of a file to upload, and so I was like, "Fuck it." And then I'm like, I'll just do the AI ones that are weird, but it seems like it's kind of getting better. Like it is like capturing like a whole like sort of a bit, even if it's not the
Right.
ones I would
Right.
pick. So it
So
seems like it's a little better at it, and it made a whole bunch more than it normally does.
so do you pay for Zencaster?
Yes,
Do you pay for the version that's in standard definition though?
I think I do. Yeah,
Okay, because
yeah,
you're blurry. Like I don't know if
yeah.
that was like just a choice or
No,
not.
it's
How
probably
do I
not.
get that choice?
They're
Yeah.
probably not HD.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Well, this StreamYard thing
yeah,
actually does a halfway decent job of the
yeah.
AI
I have
stuff.
to switch. I have to switch
Yeah.
to StreamYard because Believe requires StreamYard. So
Oh,
that's another
nice.
thing I got to learn. Yeah,
Oh man.
Oh, it's
Well,
pretty easy. I figured it
yeah.
out. Ben does most of the work.
yeah.
Do you want us to send you the from like a year ago when you had a little lesson? We still have that video. We
No,
could
no,
send it over to you.
no. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. We'll wait on that one.
Yeah.
But
You should hire Ryan to be your engineer.
She's big on TikTok. She has like 16,000 followers on TikTok, but she's got me blocked. I told you. I said on the show how I said, why don't you repost? Because she had something that got like 2 million views on TikTok, and it was her and a video of her and her cat. And I go, Ryan, why don't you share one of my videos on there? And she's like, Dad, people want to see emo girl with cat, not old lesbian talks about sports.
And you're like, I don't talk about sports. Actually,
Yeah,
I talk about
I
politics.
barely
yeah,
talk-
dicks.
that's
And
what I said.
dicks.
Talk mostly about dicks.
Yeah, I don't talk very much about sports.
Yeah.
Mostly dicks.
So
Yeah.
does she have a thing, or does she just like post shit on there? And
She
then
doesn't
that's
have
just
a
what
thing.
happens?
No, she.
Okay.
I think she did like a makeup tutorial that got her tons of followers. She also has like 5 different TikToks. So,
Okay.
but one, and she says she doesn't post to the one that's got all the followers. I don't know why.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I know.
That makes less than zero sense.
I
Maybe that's
know.
why. Maybe she went to school more often. She learned how bad of a business plan that is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
But
she would.
but that's
she
like
speaks
a thing
more
though.
savvy.
People have multiple accounts and they'll post different. Like I don't understand. Just have the one. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either, but they all do.
Yeah.
They all have like private ones, public ones, some for certain friends, some for non-friends. Hey,
Right.
Parade I'm now on Laguna Canyon Road, or the 133 going south towards Laguna Beach. That's Parade content only.
Well, yeah. Prade's. We'll let you know when he responds. Have you seen any herons out there flying?
I saw one yesterday.
Well, why
I
didn't
post
we
that?
get a? Why no? We didn't get
I made a
We didn't
video.
get a special.
I made a video.
Steve
I made
Brian
a
Beckner
video of a
Irwin.
heron. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I made a video. I think I forgot to post them. I made a
Did
video
you say
of
a heron or
that was like
heroine?
fishing for tadpoles in the creek.
Yeah, that could be either of those.
Yeah.
Lee.
Could have been heron or heroine.
Brian, is it going to
Yep.
be
You guys are
poetic
breaking
or?
up.
Well, we are. Yeah, we're the ones stationary in one place. Definitely us breaking up.
I know. I know. You got to get that shit
Brian,
together. Sort out your
is
internet.
it going to be
Yeah.
ironic or poetic when you dress as Steve Irwin for Halloween this year?
I know. I can't get the haircut. I'd have to get a wig.
Well,
Yes,
you
yes,
could.
you would.
Yeah, that's okay. You can figure
Yeah.
that one out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to shave
It's
the
just
mustache
what do
though,
you
too?
what
I
are
have-
you gonna
No.
do with the
Yeah.
khaki? What are you gonna do with the khaki shorts after?
So I haven't. The last time I dressed up for Halloween, I want to say was around like night. Do you like my lane departure thing? Because I never put on the
Beep, beep, beep,
blinker.
beep.
I haven't. The last time I dressed up for Halloween, I want to say was like 1998, and I went as Thomas Magnum.
Ooh,
And
Obviously.
before it was cool to do that, before people were doing it, and I had a chest wig, I had a fake mustache, I had the whole thing, and so I have it. And then one time I was Superman. I think that was the year before though. So those were my last two costumes. So it's seeing as how it's been nearly 30 years. I don't think I'm going to be dressing up for Halloween anytime soon.
Well,
but I heard you're definitely going to do that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean that Steve Irwin is like it's right there though. So you
It
just
is.
you
I
just need
know.
to reach out and grab it and make
I
it your
know.
own.
Just
Yeah.
do
Just
it.
go
Yeah.
as you go as that comedian that looks just like you, Stavros or
Oh,
whatever.
Stavros. Yeah. Yes. Stavros looks like the boardwalk caricature of me. Like I walk up to a boardwalk and I go draw my picture, and the guy just feels like being a dick that day, and then he ends up with Stavros. So it's like I can't say that I don't like it's insulting to say that we look alike, but I
Yeah.
can't say that I don't see it. Like it's like there's obviously a
Right.
similarity.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
pulls,
like
though.
that AI picture of us they put up. That of me and me right now is you and Stavros.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Same
But
idea.
Stavros pulls tail.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. He's fucking a rich comedian.
Well, Brian does
terrific
pulse tail
amounts.
too, and he's got neither of those things.
Brian does
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he does.
But
He's got his left hand, which is apparently very easy to use.
I think the
a
biggest
perfect hero,
difference
guys.
between you and Stavros is just that he has no neck and you have some neck.
I got a
like
thick neck.
yeah.
Also,
his-
you've got
his-
cool rings and a lesbian mobile,
That's right. Exactly.
and he's all alone, sleeping with random.
I mean, he's probably got a
whatever.
Mercedes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he probably is a driver.
And a beach house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Baltimore.
Yeah.
Because that's
Well,
where
so
he
he's
lives.
probably at STD then.
Well, that's
We're-
without saying. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
So Brian, is there anything going to change with the podcast now that it's moving over to this new network and you're adding the new fan? Is there anything changing?
More. There's going to be more. There's going to be more. We're going to be on Patreon. We're going to do exclusive content only for Patreon. Stuff like that.
So what do we do if, say, you happen to renew in the last month or so on Red Circle?
Well, we could talk about that.
All right, we're gonna need to talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, not with you, but
So
other
there's-
people.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Specifically not with Super Lee, but
Yeah.
everybody else who may have re-upped, let him
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Well,
Brandon says thank you for the updates. He knows where you are at.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell him I'm on Aliso Creek Road
I
now
think you just did.
in Aliso Viejo, and
We'll put that in the chat right
Which
now.
is
Brian.
where-
Yeah.
Are
is
you
where
in
I live.
Viejo? Like where Be Legit and E40 used to reside?
no, that's Vallejo.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
That's in Northern California.
Sorry, I don't know these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But pretty close.
We're in the same
So
state.
we're moving over to Patreon. The feeds that we're currently getting in our podcast.
Those
I've
are going
noticed
away. They're gone. They're gone.
Okay, it's
They're
gone. Poof.
Yeah. Those are gone. Well, I mean, the regular, it's going to go to the regular
Just
RSS
one.
feed, not the
Yeah.
subscribe. Look, Red Circle's fucking janky. Like, people can't figure out how to do that. You got one stream.
Set
got
it and
one-
forget it, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, I know, but most people can't do it. And you got one stream that's for
Boomers.
the paid, and one stream that's for the unpaid. And then I went to switch over, and they're like, "Oh, you have all these duplicate episodes. The new software can't." Anyway, it was confusing. And
Bri, you're
we're-
like,
we're
I don't know. I
starting
could
to
put
do-
that in a chat GPT for you and it'll figure it out. Watch.
yeah. Oh, I'm loving this Chat GPT. It does the show notes and stuff. It does
I've
it way
noticed.
better than me. Yeah, it's so much better. But also, here's the other announcement. Like, you guys need to make me famous by the end of the year, or the Baller Lifestyle podcast ends. So you got till December 31st to get me, really
Define
What's our
like to
target?
get some shit happening.
What's our
Find
target?
famous.
I need like 50,000 downloads an episode.
Well,
Here's a surprise. I'm not at that level right now. I'll just say that.
Well,
okay.
so-
I'm not
so
going to
you-
tell you. how far
Don't-
I am from 50,000.
Don't.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying right now I got less than that. Okay, I got fewer than 50,000. Get me to 50,000. Well, maybe I'm at 45,000. Well, I'm not there.
Right.
Either.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian.
Right,
I don't want to. I don't want to speak for you, but what we'll say is that you could be the one, the listener here, that's listening right now, could be the one that pushes it over into the 50,000
I'll help
club.
you with
That's
this
right.
right now, Brian. Brian, I'll help you with this
All it
right
takes
now.
is one. What? Okay.
So Ben, I want you to mark this for the minute or the hour 31. So I'm
Yep,
gonna start in
mark-
about
write
20
this
seconds
down.
here.
Yep.
We're gonna fix Brian's caption first, so that it gives his name and everything like that, so you can.
Yep.
Yep.
We're gonna fix that. Absolutely. It's here
Yep.
any moment now. We're gonna fix it for you, Bri. So it's
What's
We'll
represented
my
tapping
here
as we go.
on the
I'm
screen.
gonna say All Lifestyle
Oh.
Podcast.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So
Okay, and give yourself
So,
10
fixed.
seconds to get yourself right. Get yourself looking right now.
Okay.
and then what? And then what are we
What
gonna
am I
do,
doing?
Super Lee? Yeah.
Driving a car.
Yeah.
Brian, so when this new launch of Patreon, are you going to finally tell the story about how Mariah Carey and Britney Spears both tried to seduce you in the same night?
Nope. You broke
No.
up. The whole thing broke up.
Oh.
Completely
Well,
didn't hear
it's
anything. With this
it's
new
an
launch of
absolute
Patreon,
shame.
that was the last I heard.
Yeah, it's an absolute shame that our internet is
Oh,
unstable sitting in this house.
Yeah, as
And
we
it's
both
still
are
not-
able to see each other move
Right.
Oh my God.
in your post.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we came with a very viral clip about how you were being seduced by both Britney Spears and Mariah
Nothing.
Carey in the same night.
Not the goddamn thing.
this is going to be a great clip. Super,
It's
you
gonna
don't
be
understand.
phenomenal.
Oh,
there.
hey,
Oh.
Brian. Hey, Brian. Thanks for joining the show, Brian. The question that Super Lee.
Now he's gone.
And there we go. And there he's gone. He's gone.
And this is why he will not be famous, but yet he will be infamous.
Yeah. So I don't know what getting famous looks like, and I think it's going to be hard for Bri to get famous. He's on Twitter like that amount now.
Yeah, and Insta Stories isn't doing it for him.
No, that's not going to really push that. But hey, anybody out there, if you have access to like maybe, I don't know, your spouse, partner, best friends, iTunes, just go ahead and give them a little subscribey. Just go in there and
Actually,
just click.
I did that with my wife, and she was pissed with me. She's like, "I don't want that in my feed."
Well, you could just tell her to ignore it.
I did.
Super Lee. You get her a couple
Here's the
more
deal.
Chipotle chips and a little.
Brian likes to insult me, and my wife likes to sleep with me, and so I'm gonna kind of lean towards one of those.
Better that it isn't the other way. For all parties, that it is that way and not the other way.
Very true.
Yeah. Well, we don't think.
And
Brian's
plus, there's also a chance he might be dead now.
Yeah, he could have got rear-ended.
Rear-ended repeately.
Yeah.
With no lube.
Yeah, we don't actually know if Brian's going to come back on the show at this point, but
or ever again.
Yeah, definitely know that we want to help Bri out. You want to help Bri out. Everybody should be liking, subscribing, retweeting, going on, commenting on their YouTube page. There, that is where it's happening these days.
I would encourage everyone to also watch their YouTube shorts and call in to their show. Yep. Tell them that the Baller Lifestyle After Show told you to call in, like I do every week.
Yeah,
and then hey, get them some content.
Yeah,
hear your voice on the podcast airs.
Yeah, you know what? You need to we need to also do this. I'm gonna drop in the chat our StreamYard link. We got to get that over to Brian, because if he signs up, it's a little kickback to the Bio Lifestyle Podcast After Show.
We didn't get $10 discount. Fuck, I'm paying full price.
Yeah. Well, this is going to get us a $25 credit if someone signs up with.
Oh, then please, sign up, guys.
So,
we're doing this. We're doing this with the goodness of our heart and the thickness of my wallet. So please sign up and use that.
Yeah, but we do want to send that. We'll have to send that over to Bri. Just like when we signed up on Stereo, that he made us all sign up under him, so he got a little kickback on Stereo.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We don't know that he's still alive. Actually, we don't know that Manuel did not plunge a rape
finally capture him. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Super Lee, anything else going on in your world? What's on the horizon for you coming this week? Any travel? Anything fun going
This
on in your world?
so this week no travel. Next week I have all the shittiest travel in the world.
Oof, do
Um,
tell.
I'm going to Seattle and speaking at a conference. So a week from Sunday, I fly out to Seattle. Then Monday night, I take the red eye from Seattle to Philadelphia
Ooh,
and
yuck.
start a 3 days of board meetings. So
Ouch.
gonna
Ouch.
be painful in Philly, and then come back, and then I think it's Memorial Day weekend.
Jeez, that's a lot of travel, my guy.
Also, I'll get a new boss on Monday, or a week from Monday. So I'll get to meet him as I come in off a 5 hour flight overnight. So he'll be getting the best version of me.
Yeah. Real high energy Super Lee at that point.
I'm gonna make sure I have some Jocko Goes and some Jocko Mulks to keep me going.
Yep. Yep.
Today's
So,
podcast is brought to you by Jocko Go and Jocko Mulk,
I
because
guess
without those,
that's
I would not at all be able to go right now. I'd be
no
sleeping.
free ads, but maybe there's something I don't know.
There's
No
something you
free
don't know.
ads though.
We're using this as clips so that they eventually sponsor us. When you
Right.
use these moments as
Right.
clips,
Right.
then they'll start sponsoring us, and then we'll have more money coming in from the after show than they have got coming in with their week under 50,000 downloads per week
Yeah, that's
numbers they're
crazy.
pulling right now.
That's crazy.
Peasant numbers. Peasant numbers.
So Super Lee, we hinted last week on the show that we have a couple of things upcoming. We had Brian this week, which I'm very happy that Brian was able to
I'm worried about
join us.
next week, by the way.
I know
next week's going to add up. Exactly.
I got the sense that there may be some things in the breeze with you, but I know we are going to still do the accountant.
That's what I'm worried about. Actually, I'm worried about the accountant. I started watching it, and
okay. Well, that's good though. That's
Special
good
movie.
though.
I don't know how
That's good, though.
I don't know how the fuck they made a sequel to it. I'll be honest right
Well,
now.
Don't spoil anything. So for those of you listening, we will be watching The Accountant, reviewing The Accountant next week with Ox. Ox will be on the show doing that with us, as we also will cover all things baller lifestyle. And we'll see where it ends up. The Accountant, good enough to have a second come out, but
Which
I
puts it
haven't
ahead of
even started it.
Beekeeper, by the way. Keeps it ahead of Beekeeper.
That's true. That's true.
But not quite as on the same level as Cars, because Cars had a trilogy.
Yeah, even though everyone wants to forget the second one, right?
I mean, the second one was not without its charms. They also had the offshoot, of the Planes world with Planes Fire and Rescue, which I think was the strongest of all 5 films.
Oh, well, do tell. Maybe we'll have to have a Cars off one of these days.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So then that puts us at the week before Memorial Day weekend. So Super Lee and I will get to the drawing board. We will put our best producer hats on, because that useless media manager of ours really doesn't do anything.
She is fantastic, and you know what? She puts up with a lot of abuse. She puts up with a lot of abuse, and I think for whatever reason she's dishing out to you. And I think it's because I might have told her that you gave Telly her email address.
No. So let's just go over what she does. She
harasses you.
She pushes a button and gets clips. Posts about 3 clips a week.
I like that.
She posts a list on Fridays. She posts when the show's going to be out. So the lift is like 4 things. This is not that. It's just not that.
To be fair, we're paying her nothing except for the dick pics Telly sends her.
I mean, I guess if we had higher quality work, we would, we could break her off a little what money we're coming.
Yeah, like you're comparing to a paid resource. I'm comparing to what I would do if I was doing for free.
Right.
And she's doing more than I do.
Yeah. Well, you're here. Your charm keeps you around, Super Lee.
No, it's all you. I'm just the color commentary.
So we say all this to try to say, hey, if you want on the show, we have an opening probably in 2 weeks. If you want to get on the show, you want to talk something, want to bring something up to us here, we're happy to have you, host you, bring you on. Otherwise,
Pareto, we may do a deep dive into your life, Pareto.
Yeah, we could do a deep dive of all the roads in Southern California. That would be excellent content. You could
discuss
give us
the best way to prepare a roast.
Yeah, we'd love to hear that. So, if there's anybody out there, hit us up. Let us know you're interested, and then we'll talk about the weekend of Memorial Day. We all know that weekend holiday weekends are a little bit rough. Viewership, we always see a dip in our thousands of viewers. We always see a dip around that. But hey, we're of the people. We're here to do a show. Sorry, jumped ahead. Erica's going to begin preparing, watching The Accountant. We very much appreciate that. And Drew says he needs all the vacuuming tips.
That's funny because I've heard he sucks a lot as it is.
just toes. Just toes. But yeah, in all seriousness, we will be very likely we'll have a shows rest of May here weekly as we always do. But then again, never know. Holiday weekends, things come up. But let us know if you want on the show. Otherwise, I think we're gonna wrap because Brian is he's gone. He's gone. So is this making him famous? Did we document his last hour?
Possibly.
I don't know. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap there. Thank you all for joining the show tonight, chiming in with some content comments. We don't have any voicemails, do we, Lee, that we could end with here tonight?
We do,
as we're wrapping up here. But do want to put in out there again that we are going to post in the show notes the stuff that we have with Kyle in the show notes. The family really appreciates knowing that he lives on here with this group. Not many people knew that he called in to do a podcast and was very big on this podcast and on the after show. But it means a lot to them. We know that we keep his memory with us here on the show, and so go there, watch that, share it. I will put also the GoFundMe in if you are so inclined. You might want to hold off. We may be figuring out the whole T-shirt thing, so just hold off on that. But I'll put it in the chat, or I'll put it in the description for everybody. So, Superly, any voicemails to listen to on our way out?
We have one, and then I want to make sure we say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, at least Erica, who's there.
That's right. Happy Mother's Day. That's absolutely true.
And we have one voicemail from Nurse Laura. Hold on, I hit the wrong button.
Oh my God!
I want to hit the volume up button, not the lock screen button. Oh my God!
Out of practice.
This is I am out of practice.
Yeah.
FIS, it's Nurse Laura, and it is Nurses Week. So I hope that if you have any healthcare worker friends, especially nurses, that you've ever sent a picture of, can you tell me what this rash is, that you definitely sent them some good help. I hope that everyone is enjoying the lovely spring weather, regardless of rain or snow or whatnot, and I look forward to the show tonight. See you all later.
Yes, happy Nurses Week. We started off the show. She probably fell asleep before she heard our Happy Nurses Week to her.
Also, may I say right now, it's absolutely perfect weather in Minnesota right now. It's like mid-70s, and although it's supposed to get up to 90 on Sunday, I don't know if I can handle that. But it's just been mid-70s all week. It's been absolutely perfect.
Mid-90s, yuck.
One day, and then it goes back down.
Yuck. All right. We're going to wrap it there. Thank you all for joining in as we were sharing earlier. We love having you guys on the show. Love having you with us every week. Very much appreciate to those of you who've joined us live. Listen to us afterwards on your time when it's convenient for you. And we always tell the people who are never listeners,
hey, fuck off. Fuck off. Yeah. And die.
Yeah. Because they'll never
hope you get ass cancer. Hope you get ass cancer.
Well, how? Geez, we're really shooting for the mountain there, Lee. That's great.
It's actually
all right, everybody. Well, yes, that's true. Oh boy. All right, we're ending this now. All right. Peace, love. Ciao.